All right, greetings. Kind of the second half. We read the article in the last video. I just wanted to go over kind of a little background related to the article. Little kind of question to get us thinking, kind of related to our last assignment. Do you believe there is extraterrestrial life? And then why or why not? So that's kind of where we're starting. Extraterrestrial means that it's outside of Earth and Earth's atmosphere. So do you think out there somewhere there might be other life forms? So that's kind of where we're starting. Astrobiologists study whether life exists beyond Earth and look for that. It's an interdisciplinary scientific field. Lots of different people work together because there's lots of different sciences involved, and technology has worked a lot to help us understand and look at other places and worlds that might be able to support life. You can see even since early times people have been interested in what's going on outside of our atmosphere. And today we can actually send things out to study. So this is the MAVEN mission. It's studying the atmosphere of Mars as we speak. There's also an institute called SETI. The S is for Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. So this is an interesting nonprofit. They do a lot of work right in California. And they have a pretty neat website. Lots of information. You can look at their scientists, what they're doing, education and outreach programs that they have. They are connected to Lockheed Martin, which is right here in Colorado. So that's a pretty cool connection we have with SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. There's obviously classes and things. We're just getting a little bit of information about what astrobiology is, but there is a lot to learn and know, and I just wanted you to kind of connect that scientists are actively exploring the possibility of life beyond Earth. This is something that's happening every day. So again, back to the article, you have the packet, Earth, Space, Forces, and Motion packet, and then in there is an article called Alien Life on Mars, Caught in Crystals. So they're looking at what if life could be trapped inside of a crystal as the water evaporated away. And one of the things the article talked about at first was how life can be found in different places where you have these extreme environments. So this is an interesting, like, kind of extreme environment in Antarctica. There's like these little microbes there, and they got trapped in there. So in essence, it's kind of like a time capsule. And these little microbes have been living and growing and adapt and just evolving over time, like 2 million years, kind of isolated from the rest of the world. This particular location is called Blood Falls because of that reddish color. Yellowstone, another pretty popular place to go visit. It's in Wyoming, not real far from us, but you can see these different colors, and those are actually microscopic organisms called thermophiles, and thermo means heat and phile means lover of, so they're little organisms that just love heat. So we have organisms that can live in very, very cold environments. We can have some organisms, for example, these thermophiles that live in very hot and sometimes also acidic environments. And down deep in the ocean, there's hydrothermal vents. It's like you can kind of see there's like a little bit of blurriness because that's the heat coming out of the vent. And there's some very, very interesting and unique life around these hydrothermal vents. So it's kind of another extreme environment that life has adapted to and exists in. Penelope Boston, we watched her video last time with our lesson on astrobiology. So she studies caves. She does a lot of presenting still, even though you might think that was an older video, but she's still very active, and some of her work is right here in Boulder, Colorado. There she is at the top. So pretty cool. She's still busy as part of the group of people that are doing the research and doing the work. And then we have Charles. Charles is in the article, and this is his lab. And he's looking at Mars. And there's a little picture of Mars right over there. Dry, cold, but is it possible we could find evidence of life there, trapped within these crystals once the water evaporated away? So his experiment, he had 3 dishes that were with magnesium magnesium sulfate, and the one with sodium chloride, and then the just plain water. So as you know, when you have water and a salt, when the water evaporates, the salt crystals are left. This is a picture I took just looking down into a beaker. Kind of left some pretty cool looking crystals. These ones over here are Charles's, so you can see the sodium chloride crystals. You can't really see much water, but there was some mass beyond just the Petri plate, so the salt added some mass, but doesn't appear that it trapped any water at all. But the magnesium sulfite had the mass of the salt, and you can actually see where there is a little bit of water that was trapped as those crystals formed when the water evaporated away, which is pretty cool, because that's the kind of salts that they have found on Mars, so a possibility. And same from the document. So here's the data. So you can see the control is this blue line. So steadily as the water evaporated away, the mass went down until it got to the mass of the plate that it was sitting in and just stayed there. And the black line is the table salt or sodium chloride. And it's going down, down, down again, kind of stabilizes here. Probably the mass of the salt and maybe a little bit of water, but none was visible. And the magnesium sulfate, you can see going down again, but maintaining more mass, likely because of that trapped water that was even visible within those magnesium sulfate crystals. Okay, so now it's your turn, so go ahead and go to the assignment and work your way through there. Of course, if you have questions, you can put them up on the comment stream, or you can email me directly, or you can just turn it in and I can put some comments back on your assignment and send it back to you with those comments, and hopefully we can work that way. Whatever is best for you is fine with me. Again, hope you're doing well, and we'll be in touch.